Good day everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cikgu Darrel and today we shall continue on Unit 6 Sport. For your information, this is going to be the 5th lesson which will be on page 67 on your student's book. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to talk about events in the past. At the same time, the language focus for our lesson today would be past simple, affirmative, as well as past time expressions. As usual, before we continue with our lesson today, let me communicate with you first the framework of our lesson. First, we shall get to know the rules of past simple affirmative, and after that, we shall learn different groups of verbs in past simple and complete a gap text as an exercise. Last but not least, we shall go through together some past time expressions and do a sample exercise after that. Without further ado, let us move on to the first activity of our lesson today, which is to get to know the rules of past simple. Now, let's take a look at these examples. A regular verb compete is given here, and let's see how it is being transformed into past simple. I competed in the Olympics. Another example sentence of using compete would be they competed in the Olympics. How about irregular verbs such as win? When it is transformed into past simple, it's going to be she won an X Games medal. Another sample sentence using the irregular verb won is we won at the Olympic Games. So based on these 4 sample sentences, what can you conclude based on these examples? Complete the following using have got or haven't got. Take a look at the first sentence. Regular verbs, past simple forms ending in ed. Kata kerja biasa, bentuk past simple yang berakhir dengan ed. So what do you think is the answer? Is it have got or haven't got based on the 4 examples that we have gone through earlier? Regular verbs have got past simple forms ending in ed, which means kata kerja biasa mempunyai bentuk past simple yang berakhir dengan ed. Second rule is irregular verbs, past simple forms ending in ed. Kata kerja bukan biasa, bentuk past simple yang berakhir dengan ed. So which one do you think is the answer? Irregular verbs haven't got past simple forms ending in ed. Kata kerja bukan biasa tidak mempunyai bentuk past simple yang berakhir dengan ed. Last but not least, verbs in the past simple, the same form for I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. Kata kerja dalam past simple, bentuk yang sama untuk I, you, he, she, it, we, dan they. The answer here is verbs in the past simple have got the same form for I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. Kata kerja dalam past simple mempunyai bentuk yang sama untuk I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. This means that does not matter whether the subject pronoun he, she, it, they, we, are, you. When you are using them in a past simple form, all the verbs will remain the same. There is no modification of ing, es, and so on according to the subject pronoun. So bear in mind the 3 rules that we have just discussed here while you are learning through the whole lesson for today. Now, let's move on to the second activity of our lesson today, which is to learn the different groups of the past simple irregular verb. Why do we call the verb irregular? Generally, irregular means tidak tetap in BM. And what is that tidak tetap? It means the spelling of the verb itself is very different compared to its original form. Take a look at the example here. The irregular verb drink, when it is changed into past simple, it becomes drank, and the original spelling of the word drink is no longer seen in past simple form. Other examples are swim, swam, know, knew, catch, caught, send, sent, meet, met, feel, felt, cut, cut. And last but not least, buy, bought. There are a lot more examples for irregular verbs. You can actually see the different groups of past simple irregular verbs such as sing, sang, ring, rang, sink, sank, drink, drank, send, sent, land, lent, spend, spent, grow, grew, know, knew, draw, drew, say, said, pay, paid, lay, laid. I have already grouped the irregular verbs according to the similar sounds for your convenience of recognizing the irregular verb in past simple form. Another few more examples: break, broke, speak, spoke, catch, caught, teach, taught, sell, sold, tell, told, write, wrote, drive, drove, dive, dove, buy, bought, think, thought, fight, fought, bring, brought. And last but not least, cut, cut, put, put, beat, beat, read, read. These are the no change verbs, which means it is the same spelling in both present and past simple form. Run, ran, sit, sat, meet, met, go, went, win, won. And these are among the most common irregular verbs used in English when we are writing. If you want to look for more examples for these irregular verbs, for those who have English Plus One workbook, you can refer to page 112 to look for more examples. Now, based on these examples or on your reference to page 112 on your English Plus One workbook, let's try to complete a gap text together. This is a sample text where I extracted from your student's book, page 67. Young talent superstars. Abdul Latif Romli. Abdul Latif Romli go to the Rio Paralympic Games in 2016. 2016 is already past, so definitely we will need to change go into past simple form. What is the past simple for go? Try to look for the answer on page 112 of your English Plus One workbook. The past simple form for go is went. He won the gold medal for the long jump on 11 September 2016. The past simple for win is won. He actually break the world record for the long jump 3 times in one day. The past simple for break is broke. Martin Odegaard from Norway became a professional footballer at 15 and scored great goals for his club. So what is the past simple for become? It's became. And what is the past simple for score? We just have to put D at the back and it becomes scored. He first played international football before he was 16. The past simple for play is played. We just have to put ED at the back. Bear in mind that scored and played are not irregular verbs, they are regular verbs. A lot of famous clubs were interested in him and he trained with some of them. Past simple for train is train. You just put ed at the back. This is another example of regular verb. Finally, in 2015, Real Madrid gave him a contract. The past simple for give is gave. Totally different spelling compared to the original one, so this is an irregular verb. Now, let's move on to the final activity of our lesson today, where we are going to go through the past time expressions. Why are past time expressions important? We use past simple to describe things in the past. Hence, past time expressions help to tell precisely when did an event happen. You cannot say, I am playing football yesterday. It's a wrong sentence because I am playing, it means that it's happening now, not in the past. So this is an example of sentence that I made for you. He first won the Olympic gold medal when he was 12. Dia pertama sekali memenangi pingat emas Olimpik ketika dia berumur 12, which means now he is no longer 12 years old. He was once 12 years old, and when he was 12 years old, he won his Olympic gold medal for the first time. Therefore, when he was is a sample of past time expression as well as the word first. It must be used together. Number 2, she last competed in 1981. Dia terakhir sekali bertanding pada tahun 1981. When we say she last competed, it means that it was already her last time. The word last tells here there is no longer any more competition after she competed in 1981. Number 3, he was on this program 2 years ago. Dia berada dalam program ini 2 tahun lepas. Something that has already happened 2 years back. So we use the word ago to show that it has already happened. So ago is another word for past simple time expression. Now there are a few more examples for past time expressions. You can see here, or you can refer to your student's book on page 67 as well, such as last Tuesday, last weekend, last week, last year, last August. You can use this as past time expressions. You can also use in August or in 2014, either for month or for year. On top of that, you can also use on Friday or on Sunday. Any days will do. Next, when I was 10. This is to show that your age at a certain period of time in the past. So when I was 10, like now I'm 30, so when I was 10, which means it was 20 years ago. So this is another sample expression for past time. Last but not least, you can also use 10 minutes, 2 weeks, or a month ago. The key word here is ago. You can say a day ago, a year ago. As long as there's a word ago, then it's good to go as past time expressions. Now, let's try to practice using these expressions. This is a sample sentence that I extracted from your book as well. I first watched the Olympics. Now, given that the verb is watch, but you will need to change into past simple form. So, after you change the verb into past simple form, you will need to put an appropriate past time expressions. The example that I gave here is, I first watched the Olympics when I was 10. So imagine that I was the boy on my father's shoulder, and that time I was only 10 years old, and that was the time where I first watched the Olympics. So it's already happened in the past. Number 2, I last do my homework. Remember what's the meaning of last? Terakhir sekali. So it's already in past simple form. So we have to change do into past simple. And the past simple for do is did. So I last did my homework on Friday, which means last Friday was the last time I did my homework. Next, number 3, I first come to this school. Well, the past simple for come is came. So I first came to this school in 2014, which means it was my first time to be in this school in 2014. And since 2014, I'm studying in that school until now. That's the meaning behind it. Number 4, I run 100 meters. Change run into past simple. It became irregular verb. Ran, I ran 100 meters last Tuesday. Last but not least, I win a gold medal in Olympic. Okay, win we change into past simple becomes won. So I won a gold medal in Olympic a month ago. Okay, so these are the examples of time expressions that we can use for the sentences here. You can try this on your own. Maybe if you have this workbook, you can try this on your own. So that's the end of our lesson today. This is a Google form exercise that I have prepared for you. Feel free to just scan at the QR code right in front of your screen, or you can click on the link that I have prepared at the video description below. If you're a teacher and you would like to make a copy of this Google form exercise, feel free to just scan at the QR code, or you can click on the link to make a copy for your students. As usual, don't forget to visit my Facebook page, Cikgu Darrel, as well as give it a like if possible. Don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel as well. Press the bell so that you will always get notified whenever I update my playlist. With that, I would like to thank you for watching, and I shall see you at the next video. Bye!